come on.
Went to the office back there.
We're on, by the way.
Huh?
We're live.
I know, I got the notification.
Cool. Is it locked?
No.
I did not think so.
'Twas not.
And that sure makes it look like the camera's all fucked up.
I like it. Here we go.
And that's the way it goes. Wow. First again. That's 3 weeks running for Rennie. This some bitch is on it. If there was a prize, there's not. If there was a prize, you'd get it.
Pink Pin Award.
Now that's if you beat me in Halo.
That's first place.
First place, well, not necessarily. You could be first place and still not get a Pink Pin Award. It's up to me. Good day. Nice hat, Eric.
Problem.
No problem. That's not at all. Check. Can you hear me?
Why are we not live
Good.
right now?
You got these things over there? I can barely hear me. What's the meaning of this? Hello. This ain't working.
Can you hear me? I can hear me. I can hear me. Can you hear me?
Let me see. Let me hear you. Check 1 2.
Yo, 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 yo.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Does it sound okay?
Yeah, sounds fine.
Does not sound good to me.
Wonder why we're not live. Why it's fucking not coming up on my shit.
I don't know. What's up, everybody, today?
Hello, everybody.
Hot motherfucker. What is going on here? Uh-oh, I just lost the camera.
Uh-oh.
Not a camera we need, though, so.
Not the camera we need, though, so it'll be all right, eh?
We had to get 1,000 brown M&Ms. Well, Aussie
Wouldn't go on stage. He sure wouldn't. Jay says, nah, I was first. First time you've been able to watch live, Ryan Barkley. Well, welcome. I want to say...
Check 1 2. Man, I still don't sound that good.
Dude, you sound fine to me.
Maybe it's these headphones.
Completely fine to me. I hope my daughter feels better. She's been up for the last day and a half. She's been sick, throwing up. So
Get
she's
well soon, Hallie.
she is in
Texas?
in bed. No, sleeping. She's not
Check
feeling
1
very
2.
good,
I don't know. I still just
so-
sound
sounds great.
weird.
Yeah. So get well soon, Allison. I love you. And oh yeah, that was it. So hey, nice hat, Eric. Thank you. Oh, Team Eric. Yeah, right. Well, go to the Ryan Barkley. What you should do is go to www.surrealtalkpodcast.com, vote in the poll.
Stop this insurrection right now. No more Ryan Barkley. First time, last time.
Toss me a coaster.
All right, hold on. What speed?
40%.
That was like 4%.
All right.
Just fucking me. Okay, let's get this going.
Hey now, this dick. Oh, god damn it, Jay! You always fuck with me. I just said this dick. Hey, so I can stream, right, Everett, while playing? Jay was wanting to know.
Yeah, we need to set that up on your laptop, though.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. So we'll do that, Jay, so you can watch me stream that game.
You might even be able to stream through hitting the Windows G button and stream right through there.
That doesn't work for me. I even screenshots I have to use F12.
All right, we'll fix that before we leave today.
All right, set, bet. Who's on first? Huh, what's on second? This dick, haha. Fucking did it again. Levels are good. Levels of what? Lives and levels?
No, man, audio levels.
Oh.
What other levels do we have right now?
Lives and levels, man.
We're not 10 years old.
When you're playing a one-player game, that's how you do it.
True.
And you're with two people. So you switch controller on lives and levels.
It's not just if it's one player. Even if it's two player, we only have one controller.
Lives and levels. Mario, same way. You could do one controller with Mario, lives and levels.
It's very true. Do I need
I
need
really
to print
like
out
you
our?
both, but I ride more along the lines of Eric's thinking.
Oh, you're insane. happens to the best of us.
Hells yeah. What do you think of the UGC merch, Jay? It's a little pre-production. It's going to be on the store.
Actually, it looks pretty good on the
UGCstore.gg.
I mean, at least the red looks pretty good. The blue doesn't look too bad either.
Yeah. Anyways, if you want to order this shirt, UGC. Everett's wearing a
UGCstore.gg.
Yeah, Everett's wearing a hat.
What a coincidence. What shills we are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we work for Ultimate.
I'm going to make 2 copies of this.
All right. So, yeah, we're probably 3 minutes out from rolling the beautiful bean footage.
Maybe 4.
First timer here. I love your show. Kellyanne Millette. Well, thank you. It's much more fun on the live stream. We'll get to the podcast in about 3 or 4 minutes. So this is just our, before the show shit that you only get to see on YouTube.
There's going to be this dude that's going to comment about when you got to start, to click to go to the beginning of the podcast. I don't even have to do that anymore. This dude comments every time.
That dude's awesome. What's his name? Can we give him a shout out? Because there's actually a guy that always freaking
beats me to it.
Gives in the description. He'll comment
not in the description.
Oh, he'll put the link and everything here. When we stop talking and start podcasting. When we stop talking and start talking.
Jacob McDonald is his tag.
Yes, Jacob McDonald.
I couldn't tell you if that's his real name.
When I get to my tag.
I don't know why you'd make that up as your fake name.
I don't know.
I guess
Gangstas, Kevin M. Who are you talking about?
What you talking about, Willis? This dude's got a fucking...
I got a fucking tinfoil hat on, dog.
It's hardly gangsta. That's actually better. You can see a little bit better now.
Are you on the shirt still?
No, I'm talking about the hat.
Oh, the hat.
It doesn't have all that light. Look at it on the live versus the...
Right. That is a little bit better.
Anyway.
Good subject. Yes, it is.
Oh, I better go get those printouts.
Yeah, and don't forget to hit record either, like last week.
Oh, shit.
So you don't have to pull the audio from the YouTube video for the podcast. Yeah. Congrats on joining lineup. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that, Ryan. Ryan, like Ryan Sandberg. I got it. My custom-made tinfoil hat is for the mind control episode, so no one can take control of my mind. Oh, okay. Well, just waiting on Everett to bring them sheets back, and we're gonna get this show on the road. You should share it in the group real quick too, if it doesn't take but a minute.
Low crowd today.
Yeah. That's why I said you should share that in the group right fast.
No, man, they don't want to be here. I ain't gonna make them.
I mean, I'm not saying that. Yes, Ryan. Like Ryan Sandberg. Love the hat. Johnny Wells, I know. Do you see that? That's someone who can control my mind for this mind control episode. It's tinfoil. It's custom made. I can make you one. I come to your house and do it, Johnny. I don't mind. It does okay.
I almost got you what we're talking about today, but we'll get into that, I guess, right after you say, and we are back.
Yeah, fuck off, man. I like that. What do you want me to say?
I don't know.
It's
welcome to Surreal Talk.
Welcome to Surreal Talk, and we are back.
God damn it.
Love the hat. I know. I think I like it too. So are we ready then, or what's the score here? Don't forget to hit record either. Record on the audio. You gotta hit record. Record.
Hold on, I'm posting something. I just came across some shit.
What's up, guys? What's up, Dabney? What does your shirt say? My shirt says UGC Ultimate Gaming Championship.
You goddamn shill.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deal, man. They're gonna have a badass platform coming out online soon. So if you're into games, you should check it out. It's gonna be it's got some pretty breakthrough shit on it, man, honestly. So I'm just saying.
It's not announced yet.
I know.
Well, now you're making the announcement?
No, fuck no, I'm not making no announcement. I'm just letting the 16 people that are watching now know that we got some breakthrough shit coming through on the horizon. I'm not going to let them into exactly what it is just yet, but it's just know that it's breakthrough. It's pivotal.
It is pretty sweet.
It's going to be a game changer.
Wow, I see what you did there.
Get it together, Everett. Oh, snap. One Shot Melts 42. What's up, Jordan? I am here. I am here.
Together. I'm working on it. You goddamn Team Eric, some bitch.
Don't you alienate my likers, Everett. These are general Surrealites. Do you want me to go over there and hit record? I can do that. It's just a button, right? There should just be
I'm gonna kill you.
It should be just like a red button that says record, and when I push it, it lights up red, right?
I'm gonna kill you. Just keep it up. I'm gonna stab you right through that horrible tinfoil helmet you have.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I can't. It should just be a button. Am I wrong? Just say you're wrong if I'm wrong.
I can't concentrate. I'm just gonna post a stupid message with this. Can't come up with a damn thought if you won't shut up or stop talking to me.
Yes. Project Monarch.
Anyway.
MK Ultra. Mind control, bitches. Yeah. Need an engineer? What for?
An engineer for what?
That's what I said.
That's what I do. Oh.
Fucker.
It's not cool. You're not going to fire me. I quit.
Aha. I need to make a tinfoil hat for myself. If you want, I can make a special YouTube video next week on exactly how to make these hats. Very quick, very easy. We can upload it.
You're like the Martha Stewart of tinfoil, huh?
Well, I mean, yeah, if you need one in a hurry, like, you feel the brainwaves start creeping in, you got to get one made quick. You know what I mean? So that shirt is slick. I know, right? What's up? They're available online at www.ugcstore.gg.
Kevin, audio engineer. Okay, yeah. I forget we're 30 seconds behind sometimes.
Oh, right.
And he's like audio, and I've already
record.
Are you ready to start the show? Is that what you're saying?
No, but I'm saying, you don't do that till we're ready.
Right. I hit the button that plays the intro.
I think we're ready.
Okay.
But I'm talking about on that. You have to record it. Yeah. God. Fuck. You guys believe this guy? Finally catching my first live episode. Love the show. Oh, DD Delimless. D Delimless. Yeah. Got a bunch of first timers. Hell yeah. Mash that like button. Show your support.
Fucking whore. You ready to go?
I am ready. Yes. Thank you.
God damn it. Hold on. I'm about as worthless as fucking the screen door on a submarine, ain't I?
Mm-hmm. You just make like a tree and get out of here. That would be leave.
$13.20 this time, Jacob.
You're listening to Surreal Talk, a look inside the world of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal.
Something's not right, man. Something's not right. Something's bullshit here, and I don't believe it.
Honestly, this crazy shit could be completely possible.
Could be. Disclaimer, we reserve the right to be wrong, ladies and gentlemen. You think you know the whole story? Think again.
Now your hosts, Eric and Everett.
Welcome to Surreal Talk, a look inside the world of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal, a lineupmedia.fm production, and we are back.
Oh, God damn it.
Everett hates that, but I don't know how else to address it other than we are back. We are live. We are here. We are in your ear with our podcast, my dear. Okay. It's very clear.
Stop. Just stop. Stop on your head, man. God. First things first, no show next week.
No show next week, and why?
You never know. We said no show last week.
You're right. We did say no show next week. We're gonna. I mean, it just depends. That could be a show about how to make a tinfoil hat, which I am wearing, by the way, for all of you that just listen to the podcast and don't view on the YouTube.
Yeah, we'll get into why in a few minutes, but
yeah, no show next weekend, which will be why.
We'll be down in Mobile, Alabama. If you're in the area, come see us. We'll be at QuestCon in mobile, right on the water. I couldn't give you the address if I wanted to. Just Google QuestCon. That's where we'll be at. Where you can check. What we'll actually be doing is running an Overwatch tournament with the UGC. Blah 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 blah. No free advertisements for them, even though it's our company. Let's go right into that email we got.
Yeah. So I got to read a very nice email that we got. It's not nice. It's actually one of our better hate mail emails. So
it's up there top 3 of our best hate mails.
Yeah, we decided if you are going to hate mail us, this is how you do it, because this guy really nailed it.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, so he says, I'm just going to leave him anonymous, obviously. So I love the podcast and found yours when I searched Pizzagate.
No, he says I love podcasts, not the podcast, insinuating he loves our podcast. That's not what he says.
Oh, did I mess that up?
You messed that up.
So I love podcasts and found yours when I searched Pizzagate. I got about 5 minutes into it and had to shut it off because Everett was being such a shithead about it. So I checked out the second episode about Pizzagate, and it seemed Everett actually changed his tune on it after you actually did some research on it. My question is, why the fuck would you make a podcast about something you didn't even bother to research? Obviously, you're not very good at what you do, but I digress, which he doesn't digress because he just keeps going. So so even after you actually did some research, it seemed like Everett was still sort of defending these fucking pedos and is still hesitant to believe these people are scum. Now, there's a lot of idiotic two-guy podcasts out there, but you two knuckleheads take the fucking cake.
Yes, best at something.
Yeah, good. Number one at something. Look, guys, I don't usually write podcast hosts to bitch about their show because it's their show and they can do whatever the fuck they want with it. But god damn it, are you guys morons. I want to bonk your heads together like the fucking Three Stooges. I mean...
That's good.
Yeah. Please do some fucking research before doing a podcast and broadcasting your ignorance for the world to witness. What pisses me off, and he said poses, but I'm going to use context clues and assume that he meant pisses.
Yeah.
What pisses me off in the most is that Ever said something to the effect of, I don't believe people in high positions would be into pedophilia. Have you ever heard of the Franklin cover-up?
No, I haven't.
Seriously, if these are the topics you guys want to discuss, at least do some fucking research on the subject. If not for your audience, for your fucking selves. God damn it. Sincerely yours, Anonymous.
Oh, there was no sincerely. He just ended with God damn it.
I had that. It was God damn it.
That was beautiful, though. That was beautiful. What dip do I chew? Somebody on the stream just asked what dip I chew. I don't chew.
But yeah, so that guy was not happy. And
he must have thought I was spitting. I'm taking a drink.
If you're gonna send us hate mail, that's how you do it, because that was very well done.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you again. I'm not defending pedos. I'm not defending those pedos, and I myself am not a pedo.
No.
Once again, for the 50th time, if you're gonna send me one of those emails,
I have
do
a
it like
kid,
this
and
guy,
I
though.
totally trust him around her. So
yeah, thank you. God damn it! I hate to I even have to say that.
Yeah, I can vouch for him.
Hurts me down deep.
Hurts me down deep.
What are you gonna do?
All right,
let's get to the show today. What are we talking about?
What are we talking about? Because it seems somebody has ripped the memory out of my head.
Well, like you ever had a memory in the
No, we're talking about mind control.
Today, mind control to the world.
Maybe. No, well, tomorrow.
So mind control, there's been a lot of government projects that have supposedly delved deep into it to create sleeper agents, programmed people, brainwashing, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
From MK Ultra to the Monarch Project to all kinds of stuff. Blue Beam. That is our subject for today. So let's get into it.
Well, everybody wants mind control. Everyone, I mean, think about how cool that would be. I just want
to, I kind of find it like cheating in a video game. As a government, yeah, I can see where
IRL cheating.
Yeah, because if you can do it as a person, like I'm going around, I can mind control people. That's like cheating in a video game. Takes the fun out of it. You don't have to work for what you need anymore. It's like going right to the last level, and then the boss can't hurt you.
Yeah, it's invincibility with infinite ammo and
kind of. It's like Game Genie of life.
Yeah, so IRL Game Genie.
I find it cheating. Not that it wouldn't be cool. Not that it wouldn't be convenient most times. Getting pulled over. These are not the droids you're looking for. That sort of thing.
Okay, so well then.
There's a Star Wars for you.
Yeah, no, I got it. I heard it. I got to take this off because it's really fucking with me. But here, tinfoil hat. Oh, it's kind of like a Sparta thing if I go this way, huh?
Anyway.
Yeah. So there's a couple of government programs that have dealt with mind control. One of the more famous ones that people know about, and actually it shouldn't be famous because it was top secret, is the MK Ultra program.
Yeah, nobody's ever heard of that one.
No, never. Have you ever heard of MK Ultra?
Yeah, they made a movie about it. Well, sort of. Did you see the movie American Ultra with Jesse Eisenberg?
No, you know what? No, you've asked
Twilight
me that before.
Girl?
I have not seen that.
It wasn't bad. It was the same thing. He was a sleeper agent. They programmed up. He was more or less a stoner, typically more or less like if you and I had never got married and had a lot less, going on with our lives and just sat around and did nothing. Just basically us without wives. And then we were programmed by the government to be,
The two dudes from Shaun of the Dead.
Kind of, yeah. But more stonery, and less. Like he would never wear a tie.
Ah, Pineapple Express.
Yeah, a lot like Saul. But it was pretty good. You should check it out.
But back to MK Ultra now. So,
what's the history of it? Start there.
Yeah. So, officially, the project was terminated in 1953.
Well,
I know. Calm down. I'm actually reading from a website, www.bibliotechapocalades.
Oh my God.
.com,
Bibliotechapleiades.net.
Yeah.
After the Greek.
We'll put a link in the description.
Grecian.
Everett will put a link in the description.
No, I
shouldn't
won't.
say we.
Biblioteca. PLEYADES.net. Pleiades. Okay, anyway.
All right, well, Project Chatter was like the very first part of MK Ultra, and that was just basically testing drugs on people during interrogation, and it moved to a couple other...
Right, that was also in response to the Soviets. They had similar projects going on at the time, and they were having some success from what the Americans had heard at the time, so they wanted to try to replicate it. If they're doing it, we're going to do it.
Yeah, that's all it was about. Was basically that's what this whole thing started over, was to... What was the original purpose for MK Ultra? Was to what?
So they were wanting to reprogram government or Russian politicians, Soviet politicians, Soviet agents, so they can turn them into sleeper agents, or even like Manchurian candidate style things where they could put in people in the office that were government or U.S. government spies.
That's just insane. I mean,
if you're using mind control as a government, what else would you use it for? You're not going to use it as mass placation, are you? Well, maybe you would.
Phil Zimbardo, he says that mind control is, and he quotes, a process by which an individual or collective freedom of choice and action is compromised by agents or agencies that modify or distort perception, motivation, affect cognition, and or behavioral outcomes. And he suggests that everyone is susceptible to such manipulation. Do you think that certain people are more susceptible to mind control than others in the case of like hypnosis?
I'll say, just like, again, I'm beating you on the Star Wars Star Wars references. Jedi mind tricks only work on those with weak minds.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why Watto
some people are less apt to hypnotism. It's all the same thing. Is your mind more susceptible? Are you more willing? There's a theory that says only the willing can be hypnotized, and I completely agree with that. Right. If you go into it thinking it's bullshit, you're never going to get hypnotized. I could probably never be hypnotized.
Yeah, I don't think I could either.
But I'm not saying it's impossible. But I'm saying you got to be completely willing.
Yeah.
And there's another school of thought that says that hypnotism isn't really like completely under, where you got direct access to the subconscious mind. But that the person is more in like a willing meditation state and just open to suggestion. So they're still conscious of what they're hearing and what's going on.
Yeah. So what? Now that's like brings me back to like subliminal thoughts and whatnot. So like, how much would you consider that mind control? Because if subliminal messaging is a thing, and you can like,
well, yeah, that's programming. That's mind control for you.
Yeah,
it's control of any sort. I mean, all control is by the mind, right?
Right. So, well, yeah.
I mean, body control, but then you got to have the mind to control the body generally, unless you put them in an exoskeleton, and then what's the point? Okay,
so does the person have to be aware? Does the person have to be unaware of these for it to actually be mind control?
How do you mean?
So I mean, like
if I tell you you're under control, does it matter? Not if you're truly under control.
Not if you truly have that power of mind control, I guess, right?
I could say all day long, you are my pawn, and if I've got you programmed to a keyword and that thing actually works, I could say spaghetti, and you'll shoot the guy next to you. I mean, who knows if that's truly how it works, and it does work.
Yeah. Well, that's like Winter Soldier. He was just a regular guy.
We watched a video earlier today that outlined the process of which they reprogram some of these people, and it was really gnarly. They would do electroshock therapy. They would shock a person over and over until there were no more convulsions.
Yeah, they shocked them until it didn't matter anymore.
Right. Basically resetting their brain. Then what they would do is put on a helmet, which I saw the video of it. And it
looked like a football helmet.
It looked like a football helmet, old school football helmet. And then they would play sounds of suggestions, of sentences, of implantations for weeks at a time just to really drive that home to you. And at that point, you're already programmed. But then they want you to forget about it, amnesia. That's how they would induce amnesia, is they make you sleep for 40 days. And that apparently would wipe out the memory of that ever happening, leaving the suggestions.
Gosh, that's fucking nuts. And then it could be recallable at any time. Okay, so back to the history of MK Ultra. It was started as Project Chatter, and then it went into Project Bluebird, and then it was again renamed Project Artichoke, all before it became...
Which was approved by Dulles, who was the guy who was running the CIA, and a lot of people I think something had to do with Kennedy.
What was his name?
Alan Dulles.
No. Yeah. It just doesn't ring a bell. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it doesn't ring a bell. So in August of 1951, that's when Project Bluebird was renamed Artichoke. which was supposed to be evaluated offensive uses for interrogation techniques, including hypnosis and drugs. And the program ceased in 1956, 3 years prior
That's when waterboarding fails.
to the halt of Project Artichoke. Project MK Ultra came into existence.
Would you consider sodium pentothal a mind control type of drug?
What do you mean, like truth serum?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's against your will. I don't really know, though. Well, it's
Changes your
I don't
will.
think it's mind control as much as
manipulation of what you would normally. I mean, it's kind of mind control. You wouldn't normally.
I don't know how you group that in there. That's kind of gnarly.
But it's
I
pretty
didn't
much
even
right along
think.
the same
Yeah, but
line,
I didn't
though.
even think about that, like truth serum. You know what I mean? Like
Well, that's the same thing they were doing. They would use drugs for their interrogation techniques. That's exactly pretty much what we're talking about with Project Artichoke.
drugs and alcohol.
Anything.
Yeah, so that's nuts. So Project MK Ultra came into existence April 13th, 53, along the lines proposed by Richard Helms, deputy director of the CIA.
Wasn't the CIA?
No, it was the DDCI. I can't remember what that means, but that's what it was.
He was the DDCI.
The director.
Deputy Director of Central Intelligence. Anyway, carry on.
With the rationale of establishing a special funding mechanism of extreme sensitivity. So, okay, that's just saying MK Ultra was it means mind control, MK, but control in German is spelled with a K, so that's where it
You're
came
all over
from.
the place, pal.
Yeah, I am. So why don't you take over for me then? A host of German doctors.
I'm enjoying this for once.
Oh, are you?
It's not me. It's you.
Do some fucking research.
Yeah.
The correlation between the concentration camps, because a lot of people say that it had to do with it was like a Nazi thing. The
Project Monarch?
the precursors to MK Ultra.
Well, that's what you had written down in our notes of it originally, was that Project Monarch was something to do with Nazi program, but it isn't. Project Monarch is a bullshit term that is used by people.
It's used by people that have got away with.
Supposedly who were involved with it either on as an ex-employee or an ex-subject.
Subjects, yeah, they've been rescued or whatever. That's how they refer to it.
Right.
So the various avenues used to control human behavior under the MK Ultra program included, like you said earlier, electroshock, but they also did radiation.
I want to know how radiation would do that.
I don't know. You mean like X-rays or like microwaves?
Any sort of real radiation, yeah.
I don't know. Psychology, psychiatry, sociology, anthropology, graphology, harassment, substances.
Uh-huh.
You should sit there and yell at somebody?
Paramilitary devices? Again, I don't understand what that means.
No. LSD.
Yeah, do you think LSD would actually be used for anything like that? Because you did LSD.
Yeah, I just did it last weekend.
So, do you think you could be in any kind of state for programmability when you're on LSD? I didn't find it to be like that.
What do you mean, like?
I guess if you took enough of it,
programming.
Yeah.
I think you're more open to ideas, but I don't know. I don't think I don't. Again, it all just depends on how strong of a mind you got. I mean, I at the same time would never lose my sense of myself, even in
Well, it depends on how much you take, I guess. But what about what is that?
Of course, I know my limits too.
The what is it? The stuff made out of DMT? Yeah, made out of mimosa.
No, that's totally different. That's cool.
Yeah, but do you think you could be susceptible to any kind of implantation? Because you're not even around at that point, are you?
No, you're not susceptible to shit, except your own thoughts. It's great.
Did you ever? Neither of us had seen the movie The Manchurian Candidate, right?
No, I want to though.
A guy here in the office actually has that. I texted him. He's going to bring it in Monday. We can check that out.
Cool.
But it was The Manchurian Candidate. It was a movie I think that came out in the early 60s. There was a remake in 2004 with Denzel Washington that involved the programming of a politician to be a sleeper agent in the White House, more or less. Something like that, right? They got a guy who was possibly going to be the president, and then they programmed him these big businesses so they could control the White House.
Yeah, that's what they've seen on the trailer.
Right, looked pretty good.
I'd like to watch it though. Anybody seen it? Let us know.
Indeed.
But so I got a partial list of other mediums used to reinforce like the base programming in MK Ultra. So they would actually play, and this is crazy because a lot of this is Disney. Pinocchio, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, and I assume it would be like over and over and over and make you watch it, but I really don't know. It's how it would reinforce the
kids
base
do that
program.
all the time though.
Yeah, right. Like really, they'll watch the same movie a lot. I don't understand.
I bet kids watched every episode of like Super Y or something 1,000,000 times.
Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Little Mermaid.
Beauty and the Beast. Little Mermaid been watched 1,000,000,000 times.
Star Wars. I don't understand that. What programming could you get from Star Wars?
I don't know. From what I see, people who just watch it a lot turn dumb.
Fuck you. Yeah, it's just very crazy. I don't understand how all those Disney movies are like fucking. You know what I mean?
I guess this page is alleging that there's probably some subliminal shit in it.
Oh, Operation Midnight Climax was really cool.
Was it?
Yeah.
Why is it cool?
Forced drugging. CIA like drugged these
Tell me
dudes with
about this.
prostitutes.
So they use prostitutes to go in and drug the guys, and then they would do the experiments on them.
Yeah, watch. Hang on, look. Let me look this up real quick. Midnight Climax. But I wonder why I didn't do more research. And I just vaguely remember that. So Midnight Climax. Oh, I should put Operation. You're probably a lot faster at this, Everett. Yeah. Everett. Operation.
All right, here I got it. I've got the page up already. You piece of shit. Anyway, it was an operation established by Cindy Gottlieb. Don't know who that is. Under the direction of the Federal Narcotics Bureau in Boston, Mass. Under Officer George Hunter White. Blah 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 blah.
It was a sub project of MK Ultra.
Yeah, Operation. Blah, 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 blah. Here, read
the
that,
project consisted of a web of CIA-run safe houses in San Francisco, Marin, and New York City. It was established in order to study the effects of LSD on unconsenting individuals. Prostitutes on the CIA payroll were instructed to lure clients back to the safe houses where they were surreptitiously, plied with a wide range of substances, including LSD, and monitored behind one-way glass. Every one of these acts was blatantly illegal, but several significant operation techniques were developed in this theater, including extensive research into sexual blackmail, surveillance technology, and the possible use of mind-altering drugs in field operations.
I don't know that it sounds so much like mind control, though.
Excuse me?
MK Ultra was a lot more than mind control, it seems like.
Yeah, well, there were a lot of different subsects of MK Ultra.
I think MK Ultra was more not just mind control direct. It was more like, we'll make you do what we want by any means necessary. If we can't reprogram your brain, we'll blackmail you. We'll do whatever we got to do.
Control you through your mind. You know, mind-altering substances, which is what this was.
They will control you through your mind. There's a quote.
Yeah, for sure, though, man. I mean, how else is there control? Yeah, isn't that what you said earlier?
Yeah.
But, yeah, so that was a pretty weird one, Midnight Climax. Can you imagine that? Just going out, get you a regular old prostitute, and next thing you know, you're tripping your ass off. You're like, whoa, man, I didn't pay for this. You know, I mean, I don't know. Like, that's a free ride.
Let me ask you this.
You know, I bet the guys weren't mad about that.
I bet they were. I would be. I only paid for, you know.
I only paid for the poontang, not the
programming?
Yeah. Paid for the poontang, not the programming.
Yeah. What about propaganda? How much do you think that counts? See, that's
that
a whole
brainwashing is what you're kind of getting at with this.
Not
right?
direct. Brainwashing, more like I was talking earlier, was like whenever they shock the shit out of you, completely reset your mind.
I'm talking like Lost level, Jacob sitting in the room, tied to the chair, eyes taped open, watching whatever they want you to watch, brainwashing.
That's that's different propaganda. I'm talking about the Huns are bad, buy bearer bonds. You know, like the forcing of patriotism, as you were trying to tell me the other day.
Yeah, forced patriotism.
Go on about how you think propaganda is mind control. That same diatribe you gave me in the car the other day.
Oh, what I told you was don't let the media get you twisted up into a false sense of fucking patriotism.
But I argue that I don't have a false sense of patriotism, but maybe I've been programmed by, even since I was a kid, God bless America.
And that's what we talked about. Everett was like, it was.
But I think that's
it had to kneel with the kneeling of the fucking flag. Everett said that he'd respect.
Is that American values or American programming?
Just, I don't know. But it's something. It's definitely something that wasn't. That's been instilled in you since you were young, and me too.
If not that value, then what value? You know what I mean?
Are you having a life crisis right here and you don't know what to believe in?
No, I'm asking you that question. I'm saying if you're going to blame propaganda for patriotism, then if you
I'm not blaming propaganda for patriotism. I'm saying it has a fucking large hand in it, though. You're taught to.
Well, that's the point.
Right, exactly. That's the point. It's to make you love your country.
But again,
you should love your country not because you're made to.
It's a technique that targets those who, at that time, like say World War II, who would believe professional wrestling is real. You know what I mean? Build it up as a big guy or a bad guy versus good guy type of.
It's a technique.
Exactly right. But it's not like a drug-induced mind control. It's
making someone believe something that they don't already believe.
So you think propaganda is like just a cheap version of brainwash?
Yeah, it's like a subconscious, maybe subliminal thing, but it's just like not on the.
What about rehab then? You think rehab, like drug rehab, is a mind control?
Yeah. Yeah, it's reprogramming you for sure. Yeah, it's reprogramming how your brain works. Totally is a mind control. Yeah, it's programming. Yeah, that is definitely programming. That's what all the classes and the little fucking groups that it's a programming thing. I'm not saying bad or good. I'm saying that's what that is. They're reprogramming how you operate, how you think. How, you know what I'm saying? That's a really good example, Everett, honestly, because I bet that's really good.
Let me flip it around here. Another type of mind control you probably didn't think about. Not on humans, but on animals, like the shock collars.
Ooh, yeah.
That is programming.
That's kind of abuse.
Either which way, it's not the point. Is not injecting a human with drugs to reprogram them abuse? I'm just saying it is a mind control. We're not talking about the ethics of it yet.
I don't know if that'd be mind control
It's
so much as behavioral like
modification.
Yeah.
Based on what stimuli, repetitive stimuli after your behavior needs to be changed. They give you a stimuli.
Yeah, so would that be like, so that's saying if you get your ass whipped as a kid, that's mind control?
Well, yeah, it's sort of. I mean, if it's
If
a behavior modification
shocked
through
by
an
a
external
collar
stimuli,
is mind control, then that's the same thing as a kid getting his ass whipped.
And you're trying
doing
to
something that you shouldn't have been doing.
right? Well, you're trying to change a behavior, so you use an action to change a behavior. That's kind of a mind control.
Could be more fear though than that.
Well, fear is a mind control thing. Fear is one of the most powerful motivators ever.
Yeah, fear. Yeah, fear gets shit done.
So I wonder if they use that at all. I guess that's the blackmail. That's kind of the fear of, like the sexual blackmail they were talking about, the fear of getting caught cheating or being caught just using prostitutes in general in that day and age.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Man, they could, I wouldn't put it past the tricky ass government to like set you up with a hotel room or something like that, and then just automatically send somebody up there and she drugs you, and now they've got pictures of you. You didn't even ask for this. They did this, and set you up that to blackmail you. You didn't hire a prostitute. This prostitute came to you and told you get a freebie or something.
Well, she might not even have been told you was getting a freebie. She could have just came on to you and you were like, "Oh, this chick likes me."
Yeah, you didn't know.
Maybe she was paid by the government. That makes her a prostitute, but you didn't have to pay.
Yeah. Somebody paid. You didn't foot the bill. You just thought your chick liked you, I guess. Huh?
That's my point.
Gnarly, man, gnarly.
Where else we going with mind control today?
Well, we just wanted to add that no subjects gave their consent in this MK Ultra program. This was all
some did. There was a lot that
unwilling.
didn't.
You know what I mean?
Well, there was that experiment we saw where
that was the Army.
Yeah, they were testing that nerve control or nerve agent.
Sarin gas. But it was in a liquid. It wasn't the gas.
Yeah. So what they did is they put out a request for volunteers throughout the Army, saying that they were looking for the cure to the common cold. A bunch of people volunteered. They took 6 of them, put them in a gas chamber room. You can find the interview with the guy who was involved with this on YouTube. Just look up sarin testing. And what they did is they put a gas mask on them. For what reason, I really don't know. I guess so they didn't breathe it in. I guess it's just so they didn't breathe it in. It was only absorbed through their skin. Anyway, they put these, they taped these paper layers on each of their forearms and dropped 20 drops of this stuff so it would dissolve through the paper into their skin. And the effects of it were anything. What were they saying? They were having like convulsions, difficulty to breathe, sweating their ass off. But long story short, the purpose of the experiment was not mind control. At that point, it was to find out the lethality of that mind control or that substance.
Yeah, because it was to find the lethal dose. Yeah, that's what the whole test was about.
Yeah, that's just one of the examples of they didn't tell people what they were really getting into for these tests. Pretty shitty.
Yeah, the Jedi mind trick is a pretty popular form of mind control. I like that, though.
Do you? What else we got today? Man, we didn't have a long list on this.
Think about, like, the political advantages of mind control. If you could control, like, if you were president, you could control the members of Congress.
Think about this. CIA, for one, doesn't have that much oversight as it is, not as much as we think they should. If they can get away from...
What do you mean we think they should? I think they should have less oversight, or they should have more oversight.
That's what I'm saying. They have less than we think they should.
Oh, okay. Right.
So, officially, like you said, that MK Ultra was dissolved when? 73?
No, officially 73.
But we know for a fact that only in 73, who was the director right there at that time? I know I had this.
Richard Helms was his name.
He shreds all the evidence of everything ever MK Ultra related, so that we can never look into the records, see who was done, who had what done to them. We'll never know. And then we know for a fact that MK Ultra did not end there. It just kept going even more behind the scenes than it ever was.
Yeah.
But again, my point is this: for a government agency like the CIA, who doesn't have enough oversight, to have the ability then to have mind control, the ability to mind control people, from politicians to politicians to even heads of enterprise. It's not good.
Like CEOs of companies and shit, get them to do what you want.
And if one thing we know about the CIA is they're always looking for ways to basically print their own money so they can run their own ops or whatever they want. They have their own agendas, it seems like.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
I sound crazy here, but after everything I've read, it does seem like there's plenty of people inside the CIA who their agenda is not necessarily the agenda of the
Everett's
country.
waking up.
No, shut up. I'm going back to sleep. That's it.
But so what do you think are the more plausible types of mind control?
What do I think is the best bet to work?
Is the best bet to work? Yeah,
chemicals by far, and
chemicals
where they would put your brain in more of a susceptible state, like I guess something like LSD, not LSD, and then feeding them either via visual or audio stimuli. Hell, probably both at the same time. Maybe even smell. I don't know.
I think psychological is better. Like the way you talk, you can manipulate people into doing things that you want. Like if you're like a con man.
Oh, yeah.
A con man is the most interesting form of mind control.
Make somebody do something that they think it's their own idea.
Exactly. Like you got to be efficient at what you do. Like I feel like if you were a con man and you could psychologically, you know, it's just you're a smooth talker. It's the way you word things that makes people like, oh yeah, you know. I feel like that is the most realistic form of mind control that we have. Not that others wouldn't work. I'm thinking that maybe that'd be the most effective, and that all have to be that all have to depend
so any
on the
lawyer
person.
basically has mind control.
Well, no, not a lawyer.
A good lawyer.
I wouldn't even.
If I can argue you into something right now that you didn't previously believe 2 minutes ago, that's the same thing.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? I think I did that a few times on this show to you. I've mind controlled your ass.
I don't believe it, but you know what I mean.
It only works on the weak-minded.
I think that would be like a very plausible form of mind control. I don't find hypnosis plausible as something that, you know, is.
Have you ever seen people be hypnotized in real life?
Yeah, man. No, not in real life in front of me. On videos, it just looks like bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
Like when they go limp, it's like, okay, look, if you're limp, why didn't you fall the fuck out of your chair? Because your muscles don't work. Your back's holding you up. I know you're laying down like this, but it's still taking muscles to hold you in place. If you lost your muscles and you've passed out and fell out, think about if you were drunk, passed out, you'd fall right out of the chair. Why don't these people fall out of their chairs? Or if they do it standing up, why the fuck don't they fall down?
Maybe their subconscious knows, keep yourself upright. It's not that they're falling asleep, even though, and I just learned this today, and I would have known this before probably if I had thought about it. Hypnos is the Greek word for sleep, and that's where hypnosis comes from, because it appears that you fall asleep when you go into hypnosis.
Right.
But you don't actually go to sleep. You just go into a different state of mind.
It's like a trance, but
it's like meditation.
So have you ever meditated? Effectively, do you know?
No,
I mean,
I don't do that.
Neither do I. I don't have any.
Every time I
judgment
calm myself down for a minute, center myself for a second, but
10 deep breaths, that meditation, because I can do that when I'm pissed off, and that helps.
I guess that's a form of meditation.
That helps. Like I never believed it before, but I got really mad one time, and I was like, you know what? Fuck, I'm gonna try this. And it fucking helps. Like 10 of them,
it just keeps your mind off. You know, the fire of your rage is probably what I'm sure with you, because you're a rage-filled individual.
No.
You were trying to calm yourself down, weren't you?
Yeah.
Who were you going to kill?
Nobody, but someone. But it helped.
Nobody. Somebody. But they didn't die is the point, right?
Right, they live.
My rage was contained.
Yeah, just by breathing techniques. But can you think of a better way to control people's mind, or a more plausible way?
Dude, I don't know. I've never got into it. I don't really, like I said before, I find that to be cheating. So I never really put a lot of thought into it.
Yeah, but how is that any different than like making a presentation to sell something to somebody? You know
Again,
what I mean?
that's it. There's a point where you confuse mind control with just telling with giving somebody, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Trying to control their decision?
Just convincing someone. You know what I mean? I'm
someone.
telling you my side of the argument. Giving you my side of the story,
Okay, but in the case of if you're
your
selling
point of view,
something
it's trying to sell
someone,
your point of view.
If you're selling
different
something
than mind
to someone
control.
like a car or something.
Yeah. I don't find that to be mind control.
No. Yeah, okay. No, that's why. Hey, we're fleshing this out, man. That's what we're talking about.
Getting somebody to give you their rent money might be mind control. Conning somebody might be the most simple version of mind control. But I don't think saying, come on down to Dave's used car lot, pick up a car you don't need, is really mind control.
Well, they don't say you don't need it.
No, but it's saying, I've got these good deals. I can't afford not to take this deal. I don't think that's mind control.
If you're thinking in your head, I can't afford not to take this deal.
Well, again, that really only works on the weak of mind, in my opinion. But
well, I'm just saying, Yeah, that's what those phrases are made for. You can't afford not to take this deal.
Right.
You better be sitting down.
Yeah, you're not going to believe your ears. Yes. Probably right.
No shit, right? It's okay. So what are some of the forms of mind control that are just fucking outrageous? Like Professor X. Like, that dude can literally
again, we don't know.
Get in their mind.
So let's put it like this. And I think we
I
talked
just
about
we talked about plausible. I want to kind of talk about some unplausible.
Well, let's think about what the brain is. It's a computer, right? It's, as far as we know, it's a biochemical computer.
For sure.
And if there's any kind of systemic action to it where A equals 1 and B equals 2, if there's any kind of way you can quantify it, it has to be reprogrammable. We just don't have the way to do it. Whether it's, like we've talked about before, with electromagnetic fields where you can push the neurons to a certain direction, realign them. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's that, maybe it's something else. Or was like, what was the question?
What was the question? I think that we're going to get closer to ESP.
Oh, yeah,
just
yeah,
trying
that's what
to
it was.
work on mind control. You know what I mean? Just
No,
trying to
what I was-
just trying to figure out
But
mind
like I said in
control.
that other episode, if we could figure out how to receive it, then all we got to do is figure out how to send it. Like
Yeah.
what the mechanism is for how the thought is formed. Then yeah, it's got to be possible.
But see, that'll never come out because it'll always be like, you just program these people how to receive, and we're the only
You ever heard
ones
the
that can
term
know
we're
how
on
to
the
send
same
it.
wavelength?
Oh yeah,
I mean, that right there is basically the thought of the fields, like the
Radio
electromagnetic
waves.
fields of your brain. Like, so your electrons and neurons are all aligned in a certain pattern. There's a field created.
right.
That now you're on the same wavelength. This field has aligned with your field, and they're kind of thinking the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
You
know
guys
that
are
I
on the
believe
same
it.
wavelength.
But how many
yeah.
times have, like with, I'm sure with your wife, I did with my wife 100
yeah.
times,
I
you
know.
come up with the same exact thought at the same exact time.
And then say it at the same exact time.
Have we
Holy
been mind
shit.
controlled or programmed at that point?
No, you've just been around each other so much.
Is that a programming, though?
I mean, I guess in a way, because it's repetitive over time. You know the way that they. Maybe you
That's the
learn to
behavioral-
think the same way as they do. You know what I mean? And that way, your brain comes up with the same
So
suggestions due
let's
to being
take it down
around
deeper.
somebody.
Free will. Because at the end of the day, that's what you're talking about, is
Yeah.
how much of your decisions do you make are a direct result of what you want rather than what somebody else has programmed you to want.
Programmed into you. Yeah, exactly. And that's like we were talking
From wanting
about. with
Nike
the-
shoes to a roof over your head. And now a roof over your head you can say is instinct because that's survival.
Right.
But you don't need that swoosh on the side of your shoe only because the guy next door to you does or it's on TV.
But at the same time, you don't need a $250,000 house either. Just because the guy down the street does or the guy on TV does, or to keep up with whoever or whatever. I'm saying you do need a roof over your head, but a $60,000
So is that free will,
house will
though?
work.
Like, do I want that because I want it, or do I want it because somebody else wants it? Is that does that you get what I'm saying?
Well,
is this
I
my
would say
free
that
will? Do I have free will at that point?
The materialistic way of society today has programmed damn near everybody to want the best for themselves. No one's truly selfless anymore, you know what I mean, as far as that goes. So, yeah, no, the programming runs deep in everybody, myself included, you, everyone.
Mark on the chat here says, we tend to be programmed with similar beliefs of our family depending on the person. That's exactly right. That's your culture, your society.
Yeah,
Your society has certain beliefs. We believe that murder is bad, for instance.
It's true. But in other cultures and societies, they inherently believe that murder is okay, providing the circumstances. There's definitely
you're going like the religious aspect, right? Like Islam's okay to chop people's heads off because it's for
I
Islam.
didn't go there. You did.
Well, I know what you're thinking.
Well, whatever.
Playing the victim over there.
I got no dog in that fight.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I'm not
sure.
disagreeing with you. It seems to be the case that in that religion, if you're doing it in the name of their God,
That's cool. Do you, man?
fuck you, dude. I don't care. I'm sure I'll get another email. I'm sure I'll get another 10 fucking emails for all the
Yes.
shit I say. It just seems right to me. I don't care.
Moms have reported knowing when their son or daughter had died during the wartime without even being told, said that they just had this feeling.
So that's another Star Wars reference. It's like a million voices cried out at once and then was silenced. So it's whenever you sense that your husband's been in
Familial
an
force?
accident or something like that,
Familial force?
or the connection of twins.
Yes. Dun, dun, dun. But that's
in
not
World
really
War II
mind control, but
no,
it's
but
a nice
in
connection.
the same like in Hitler and the Nazis, like
Their
their
twinning experiment.
the twinning
yeah.
experience exactly. Whenever they'd
Yeah, that
see
was
if you could
Himmler.
Well, yeah, they could see if there was any kind of inherent connection between twins at a distance, and they also tried to create that soul bonding, as they would call it, between two individuals that were not related.
No.
So that's pretty nuts. That's like spooky action at a distance in quantum physics. Entanglement. You familiar with entanglement?
Yes. Quantum entanglement.
Yeah, same
Can't
difference.
explain it, right?
Yep. It's psychological quantum
I
entanglement.
can't explain it.
Oh God.
I don't know. But yeah, so 1 out of 10, how plausible you think mind control is to be like,
On the everyday,
weaponized?
Okay, so do I think there is a way to completely 100%?
Manchurian somebody, Winter Soldier them.
No, that's not my question. To mind control any person ever, is there a foolproof technique?
Yes.
that exists? Gotta be.
Gotta be.
Are we scientifically there yet? No. I think whenever we figure out though how the brain works, and if it's field based at all, and you can at a distance use any kind of manipulation like that, and you get good enough to a point where it's like knowing a language, like
You're
a
at a
computer
higher
language.
consciousness level. All you gotta do is break that calcium off of the fluoride off
Don't
your
go to the pineal
the
shit.
pineal gland, man. How do you know that's not it?
How do I know? I don't know. But it
They
seems like
say
there's-
that's the pathway to.
who says that?
They?
Them?
Yeah, they
them.
talk a lot.
Dude, what if they ever did for me? They've given me all kinds of crackpot
That's
theories. You saw
irrelevant.
in that same page we referenced on the, what was it? What was that website? The Bibliotheca Pleiades. There's talk about reprogramming you and using religious shit like and picking which demon gets put into your body for the reprogramming. So whenever you do your research about this stuff, be careful what you read.
Definitely.
Because I really doubt that any good mind control comes from demons.
No.
You get,
I mean, unless you're into that type of shit, because you just said earlier, you got to believe it. You know, I mean, maybe you do.
well, I guess maybe if you believe it's the same thing with tongues, people speaking in tongues in religions. I personally don't believe they're actually being inhabited by a Holy Ghost. But well, is it Pentecostals who do that? I think.
Yes.
They talk into tongues.
Yes.
Maybe they think they're possessed. I'd like to. That's a whole different type of psychology. I wonder how that works.
Hey, would that be a tongues? The Taliban?
No, that's ululating.
Oh, what's it called?
It's like a battle cry. Ululating, I believe. Or
ovulating?
No. So, got anything else on this mind control?
There's a lot more on it, but there's not much more that I would like to discuss.
If you want to get into some good research on it, there's 1,000 videos on YouTube about MK Ultra. The experiments they did are, well, as to use Winston Zedmore's language, they will turn you white.
I saw some shit that turned me white.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Check out. Actually, don't check out Project Monarch. If you do, don't go into it for more than 5 minutes. Everything on that is pretty much
Project
bullshit.
Monarch's kind of BS.
Operation Midnight Climax, I'm going to definitely do some personal research into.
Midnight Climax is cool.
I'd like to know more about prostitutes giving you free drugs. I don't think it's a great mind control effort, but it does sound like a fun Saturday.
It was a subsect of MK Ultra, though, so I mean, it happened. You know what I mean?
Hypnosis, if at all possible, I think is a real good candidate. Getting into the subconscious mind, we don't understand enough about the subconscious mind, in my opinion, to say that's not a good way to control somebody.
I'm telling you.
Do you think it's possible to give somebody a suggestion on a command to where if I said spaghetti, you would bark? Every time I say the word spaghetti, you bark. Do you think that kind of suggestion is possible?
Oh, fuck, man. I don't think so.
So
I don't
that's
think
the simple version of it. The way the MK Ultra work, they'd have sleeper agents to be like, as soon as you hear tinfoil hat, I'm going to go kill somebody.
Yeah, no.
Did you ever see Naked Gun?
33 and a third?
The first one.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was Dave Winfield of the Angels at the time was going to kill the queen. He was like, must kill the queen.
And the chick was a sleeper agent, too. Remember, with the blue dress on? She ended up being programmed as well.
Oh, yeah, she did. That was his old lady. And
yeah.
he had to love her back to normal.
Uh-huh.
Gotta love Leslie Nielsen. God rest his soul. Yeah. I don't know. That's all I got for today, though. Unless you got some other interesting questions. Let's look at the chat here.
Wait, well, I wanted to talk about, like, Manchurian Candidate. How plausible do you think that is? Like, that they can program you to the fact, like you just said, like, completely to be... No, see, but in, like, Winter Soldier, it was one further because, like, they'd say that phrase and then he was ready to comply.
So those guys are, like, in my opinion, meat
programmable.
computers. Right, those guys were meat computers.
Yeah, totally.
So they were a body that they just reprogrammed the brain completely. They might as well have just created Iron Man suits. Like, what's his name did in Iron Man 2, the fake Iron Man.
Yeah.
Because that's all you got at that point is a computerized assassin. And why would you even bother with starting with a human anyway, as weak as we are? If you got that kind of technology. I don't know.
Yeah, you reprogram a lion.
I guess at that point they didn't have...
Imagine how ferocious a fucking lion would be as an assassin. Can you have a lion?
Isn't that reprogramming again? Think about taming of an animal that's normally ferocious. If you can use a whip and a chair to enough times to change their behavior to the point where they will sit or they will roar on command.
Oh, shit, there's a bear.
Same thing with programming your dog or any kind of domestication. But is domestication mind control? Because that's done enough times. Eventually, that becomes ingrained in their DNA.
Yeah,
that they're more docile. But I guess that's more of a breeding thing where you breed in the docility.
Yeah, because that's more in your DNA. It's
not really mind control.
Yeah, no, not at all. It's selective breeding. Okay, something that they were doing.
But
there.
Heading towards the mind that you want to create.
Yes. The
animal with the mind that you want to create. I don't know. Interesting shit though. Behavior modification should have been the title of this rather than mind control.
Yeah.
Because that's what mind control is, more or less. Changing your behavior from what you would normally do under your own free will.
Right. Like I'm telling you, man, I think that the conman thing is a very, very plausible way to go about it.
Fair enough. Oh, I wanted to add one more thing to that email that guy sent earlier.
Oh.
At least I'm not the guy searching the internet for pedophile podcasts.
Yeah.
That kind of bothered me.
Yeah, and...
you do one thing on pedophilia.
I don't think he gets what we're trying to do here.
How much shit am I going to take over that?
A lot. I hope it continues.
It's a gold mine. Anyway. Yeah, that's it. We won't catch you guys next week. Maybe Eric's going to do the video about how to make this tinfoil hat.
Yeah, that'll be next week, though.
We are this close to having our outlet for selling our Surreal Talk merch.
Yes. Merch is on the horizon. I would say by the new year, we'll be able to have merch.
That's probably. Depends on how lazy I get.
Fair enough. But yeah, so we're going to have Surreal Talk
The facilities
shirts.
have been created to create the merch at an alarming level.
And the material and production machines and everything.
We just have to get the online outlet finished.
Yes.
That's it. So, all right. Well, we'll catch you all next week. Thanks for watching the show. This has been Surreal Talk.
Totes my goats.
Wake up. I was doing it for the guy.
Oh, yeah.
You ever listen to the end of the show?
Does Brian still do that at the end of every show? Yeah. No shit. All right, later. Alligator. After a while.
Bring back up. I'm going to kill the...
Will it just add straight to it, though? Or it'll be 2 videos?
Yeah, no, it should.
All right. Good show, guys. Good show. I mean, not really. It wasn't like a super good show.
Yeah.
But it was
what's wrong
okay.
with that guy's thought, like, if we're going to do a show about a subject? Well, no, the show's more about our discussion about the subject.
Yeah. It's the show's...
We toss information in there, but only just so we can have a discussion about it.
Yeah. That's what this show is we discuss subjects.
Talk, not surreal learning.
Yeah. Yeah, no shit. This is surreal school.
We can talk about it.
Yeah, we learn enough to talk about it. That's about it.
Not even intelligently. Are we still live? Is that working?
I don't know. It's still...
says that shirt is brainwashing me.
Nice.
Throw a link in the description there. UGCstore.gg. Maybe we'll sell one. Shit, there's a bear. Would you hand me that shotgun?
Buddy, also that chair. My derriere.
When you find out much later that they don't really care.
It's rare to me.
Can't you see?
That's a good jam, man. Tenacious D's fucking awesome. Awesome. But yeah, thank everybody that's still watching for...
If you like Tenacious D, fuck you.
Yeah, thank everybody that's still watching for all the support. Downloads are good. Everything's good. Thank all our patrons. The Patreon thing's going great. If you like
to give our website and our normal
yeah,
we just kind of killed the show.
Yeah, we just killed the show. That sucks, Everett. But yeah, thanks for all your Patreon donations. If you'd like to donate to us, it's
Patreon.com/SurrealTalk.
Yeah, catch us online at the SurrealTalkPodcast.com. Catch us on Twitter at Surreal Talk Show. Catch us on YouTube at Surreal Talk Podcast.
YouTube is shit.
Turn around.
Good idea. Is it on there?
It is on there. It is. The Twitter is Surreal Talk Show, and it's Surreal Talk on Facebook. Nope, YouTube's not on there. SurrealTalkPodcast.com.
Google it.
Yeah, well,
if
just
you're watching right now, you're already here.
Fair enough.
So, I mean, you found this already. Just hit subscribe.
Yeah, no shit. Click the little subscribe button, man.
All right, you about ready?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry for the short show today, guys. The mind control didn't turn out as long as we thought.
No, I think we were programmed into not doing a long show.
Yeah, it could be.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Kelly and Millette says, good. I think you should do a revisit sometime. I get what you're saying, Kelly. It wasn't that great. I agree.
I mean, yeah, I can't dispute that. One chicken dinner is all it takes.
I wanted to do this week, and Eric
wasn't
wasn't into it. I wanted to do a show, and we still probably should do this.
Okay.
But Halloween themed was my thought this week, was call the show, This Crazy Shit Might Really Be True, like I was saying the thing, and give our 5 most plausible Halloween stories that we both believe are the closest ones that could have been true.
We'll do that in because it takes very little research. We'll do that in...
we could do that 2 weeks.
No, we
It'll
could do
still
that,
be October.
We could do that when we get back or even there.
That's what I'm saying, 2
night.
weeks, the 28th.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. 2 weeks from now, we'll do that. This Crazy Shit Might Really Be True.
And it'll be right close to Halloween.
You've heard it here, folks. That's what we'll do. Is Discord voice chat? Yes, Jay, get it. Get it on your phone, get it on your computer.
Yes.
You can chat with us every night while we're playing.
Yes, Discord's awesome.
We got to actually have it. We have
a
Surreal
couple
Talk.
we have a Surreal Talk server.
We've actually been playing with opening that up as a Patreon feature, but I feel like such a cockhead saying, why don't you donate to Patreon so you can talk to us cool guys?
On Surreal Talk's Discord.
Yeah.
Please,
I don't think
Halloween
so.
themed. All right, bet
I want to
it is Ty.
Patreon being one of those things. If you feel like donating to us, do it.
Yeah.
We're not giving you enough for it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you just do what you got to do there. Thank you, though.
Anyway, love y'all.
Knocked 10.
I don't know what that means.
Knocked 1. Knocked 2. Third one's down.
Oh, that's he's talking.
He had a shotgun. He had a shotgun. I'm fucked. He had a shotgun. Come res me. Watch him.
Catch you guys next week.
Later, alligators. Oh, hey, wait, Mom.
Oh, Mom's watching? Yo, Mom.
Mom, peace.
See you next week, Mom.
Mom. Mom. Hey, Mom.